Hey everybody. For those who are still around, we're now transitioning into the live portion of today's episode. So this is the first episode. I am using my Canon M50, so trying to switch things around here and trying to keep a professional feel as to what's going on. All right, starting to see people come into the room. Hey, who all's in here? Who all is in here? I see one person is in here. If you're in here, give me a quick thumbs up. Oh, I see two people. Two people are in here. Like I was saying, I'm trying to make sure that I present to you guys week after week something that is a polished product. I'm sure you guys saw my first episode. It's kind of like me I wouldn't say rambling, but it was me getting my feet wet with the process of trying to figure out what this is all about. So I kind of started out with the OBS system, and now I'm doing Ecamm Live for my lives. So yeah, so it's pretty cool. I got like this nice little logo over here, and I have a bunch of different formats where you go, hey, what's up, Tasha? Hey, let's broadcast. You're hey. Yeah, so we have like this new format that I'm going to try to do. So I'm actually going to keep a free-flowing segment, kind of keep it going so I'm not just wasting time, and I'm also talking about different things. I'm also going to use my live to dedicate unboxings and quick challenges that I want to extend to you, my subscribers, and as well the creative public. I'm also trying to stay away from the word particular. So every time I mess up and say that, you guys will hear something like this, a little ding that will remind me to stop saying the word particular. All right. Oh, what's up? I see Tam in here. Brox. Hey Tam, how are you doing? All right, so let's flow. I know I got three, so far I see Natasha and I see Tam. Who else is in here? Let me make sure I shout you out before we roll the intro and get the show started. So it's back down to two, so I guess I'll just go with this. All right, let's get the show rolling. So the formats will go pretty succinct each episode. How am I gonna pay you money, Natasha? I just might. Like, I don't want to have to pay for people to come and participate, but yeah. Oh, what's up, G? Let me broadcast. What's up, G? How's everything? So the format will go as follows. Each week I will make an introduction. We'll roll into the intro, and then we'll do the quick tips. The quick tips segment is going to be what my guests learn from working with me in the episode, or what they're learning as a part of the episode. So it can be a motto. It could be it could be a motto. Hey Tiff, how are you? It could be a motto. It could be a photographer. It could be a video. Anybody who's part of my segment, they'll give a quick tip, and the quick tip will be implemented into. I said particular. Oh, okay. That's all right. I was about to say. I know I didn't say particular. Y'all tricking me out here. Just for those who are coming in, anytime I say particular, there will be a ding, and then we'll figure out something. Some people said, "Oh, drinking game." No, we'll figure out something. Okay. But we'll do the quick tips, and then I will show you actual show moments that I want you guys to see, and then highlight as to why I did it, or what was my thinking in it, or if I used a product that I want you guys to highlight. And then if there are ever products that I highlight, I'll make sure that it's in the description as well. So This is for me to totally deconstruct each episode week by week in a professional manner, hopefully, of course. All right. So with that being said, also, if you have questions, I'll leave those for the end, and then I'll broadcast your comments and your questions so that we can all see that. If I don't get to your question, I will make sure that it starts the show for the following week. We're all on the same page here, all three of us. Okay. All right, then. So let's get into our next segment, which is quick tips. If I can play this.
Well, what I really enjoyed about shooting with Michael today specifically was I know that I know Michael specifically as a photographer, so it was nice to see it flipped over to the videographer side of what dual vision does. And so that was cool. And the tips, what's unique, well, not really unique, I suppose, is the tips is a lot of the same things that translate for stills are the same things you need to know for video. Like no slouching. If you're sitting in a chair like I've been, then you subconsciously have to realize what your body is doing. And it's really helpful when you work with somebody like Mike, who's like, sit up, like so reminding me not to keep doing this, because you naturally are relaying things with your body that you need to keep in mind. So that's always really cool to work with people who understand how the body should be and how it translates onto camera.
All right, so that was our segment of quick tips. So that's just for everybody to understand what the individual or individuals or anybody that's part of the show, they're going to always film a quick tip segment so that you guys see what they learned and what they see I try to bring to the table. So there's actually a learning situation here. All right, so we're up to 5. If you're in the room, let me shout you out. Put yourself in the comments so I can shout you out. So the next segment will be show moments, and then after that there will be images. So any images that I take each episode as well, I'll have them up for you guys, and we'll dig in deeper as to how I captured it, what was my mindset in capturing the image, and all of the what and doodads about that. Okay, so I have 5 people in here. I only have 3 people that show up. Well, 4. So Tiffany, Natasha, G, and Tam. We're missing 1. Oh, and Lupita. Hi, Lupita. How are you doing? It's good to see you, Lupita. All right, so let's get right into our next segment. So I want to show you guys the intro. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but I left like a half second of the intro non-color graded and transitioned it into it being color graded so that you can see that I'm taking my time in these intros to color grade, to make sure that I'm giving you a product. I want to have like more cinematic things, more cinematic B-roll going to each segment. So let's take a look. Did you guys catch that? Let's rewind it. Let's make sure you guys caught it. I'm gonna try to catch. So this is what it looks like without me color grading. Okay. So if I don't color grade it, if I take, so in a camera when you're shooting video, you can shoot a flat curve. So it's like the colors are flat. But what it does is it allows in edit and post for you to have more information to work with to pull colors. So I have it in its flats, and so you can get away with this, but if you take the time to color grade it in post, it will look like this. Voila. Okay, so we have a color grade here, and then we go right into our cinematic element of it. I use my Ronin-s gimbal, and these almost got me in these shots. So let's play the cinematic intro. Also, I have to have good music. Good music is everything. So all I'm doing in this is just kind of panning up and out, drop some light leaks in the image as well to kind of give it a feel that it's a little bit more than what it is.
Welcome everybody to another episode of The Dual Exchange. I'm your humble host, Michael Edwards, and today we have a treat for you.
Okay, so there's no need to kind of go into what the introduction is all about. Another part that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention is why I chose to shoot a segment of this in black and white. And the reason why I chose to shoot this scene so we're at one. To shoot this scene in black and white is I wanted you to see the contrast of what the finished product is. I wanted you to focus on what it is she's saying so that when I make the transition over to you seeing the finished product, you're like, oh wow, look at all the color here, and look at, so I have a stripped black and white intro to the scene. You see me, working with sound and things of that nature, and Tasha said $5. Hold on, I got it. Let me move this so I can actually see. He said $5. No. Okay, one time. Okay, let me get back here. Okay, so this is the reason why. So you see, it's in black and white. It's cued into the sound. Everything that was part of the finished product is also involved in the color, so now mind you, of course I would trim this down. You wouldn't have heard the motorcycle sounds, you wouldn't have heard all of the different things of that nature. And the reason why you didn't hear the motorcycle sounds per se in the video, hold on, let me turn this down some. The reason why you didn't hear that is because I have Stacia mic'd with a wireless Rode mic, so it does a lot of noise cancellation. So we're not hearing all of that, and so that is why I shot this in black and white. And then moving forward, this is our finished product. So it's a huge difference. That is why
this. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right.
That is
teaching
why
my daughter to
I
not be
chose
taken
to,
advantage of.
Shoot black and white to set up the scene.
I think that's an ongoing lesson
can't be
that
tagging up
as a
with each
parent
other
you have to
in
teach. I mean, it's in
comments.
school, it's
Not-
as they develop friendships,
right.
it's
Let's focus on here. So,
their little girlfriends that they
wanted
hang
to
out
use
with,
color
and they have to
that
decide
was
what
flattering
game they want to play or what dolls
what
they want to
Stacia's
play
wearing. So
with,
Stacia's wearing
and to
green.
not
I wanted to make sure that the green behind her was flattering to what she was wearing for this video. So this finished product is going to be sent off to, and I also shot this originally in flat color gray with my Nikon Z6. This finished product is going to be sent to the producers, and they're going to chop it down and make it work for their segment. So that is why I shot behind the scenes in black and white, so that you can see what a finished product, what I would do as far as color grading it for this project. All right, makes sense? Makes sense? Okay, hope it does. All right, so let's go into the next segment. This next segment is dealing with the images aspect of this shoot as well. When you're giving a finished product for video,
Nice.
when you're giving, let me turn this down.
I love it. All right,
When you're giving a finished product for video,
Nice.
you want to make sure. Are you guys hearing me okay? Just by the way, I just want to make sure the sound is okay. You want to make sure that there's also a picture packet. Say they want to do
Sit nice and tall for me.
like a image package with the video, or they want to do thumbnails. You want to make sure that you have all of that packaged together, so you have a finished product for your client. So I try to do like a quick shoot in between. So let's come out of this scene and let's go right into the images that I shot, okay? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go to default scenes. Why is it showing that? Let's see. I guess that scene got messed up. Let's find them manually. All right. I'm going to, let's go back to this. I'll just do it manually. So I'm gonna add pictures real quick. Give me 2 seconds, guys, 2 seconds. I'm gonna add one quick picture real fast. I don't know why it disappeared. So how are we doing so far as this segment? So you guys liking the segments aspect? I hope you guys are, because trying to make sure it looks a little professional. Actually, you know what? We'll do this. We will use the thumbnails from the show moments. So let's pause this real fast. And then I will keep myself small and just use it from the actual video. All right. And okay. So let's get right into this particular. Aha! You guys thought you had me. You thought you had me. All right.
I think we're good. I think we're good. I think I did my job, guys.
She did.
All right, let's go.
All right. So, where
When you're
is
taking
our
pictures like
exit
this,
data?
it's
Here we
okay.
go. So we have our XF data. I shot with a Nikon D810. I shot with the Sigma Art Series 1.4. Yes, the Sigma 85 Art Series 1.4. And you know who you are. I know some of you have been inquiring what lens do I use often, but that lens is a beast, and I shot it fairly fast because I'm using high-speed sync. I have my power at 1.4 at full power, but I wanted to make sure that these pictures are different than how I would pose my models if we're doing a model shoot. We're doing a model shoot. There's a lot more involved. We want to capture our clients in the setting that they laughing at Natasha's comment. You thought you caught me. You want to make sure that the client is looking just how they looked in the interview, because the thumbnail needs to correspond, or the package needs to correspond with the video involved. So these are examples of our video images here. We have her nice and relaxed in the chair, some 2 verticals, and then we have a landscape. And so all of these had the same settings, and all of these reflect fully what was involved in the video. So that is how we're going to break down our segments. So we had our intro, we had our quick tips, we had our show moments, and then images. And so I'm going to try to stay within that from now on. If you guys have any questions before I close out my live, go ahead and ask those, because now is the time. One of the things that I want to make sure that I bring, let me get back into my default here. One of the things that I do want to make sure that you guys are mindful of, if you are doing video, that you have to pay attention to sound. And if you saw in the video, I have on my earphones because I can hear every single thing that is going into that mic. You have to be onto that, because if you don't pay attention to that, you can finish it and then in post you're like, wait a second, what happened to sound? If you have bad sound, that video means absolutely nothing. Okay, so please make sure you pay attention to sound. And the other thing is, make sure you are paying attention to lighting, making sure that the lighting is flattering to your subject, okay? If your subject has lighter skin, you have to be mindful of that. If your client has darker skin, you have to be mindful of that. You must take into consideration at all times how the light is presented and set up for your client when dealing with video. The variables for photography are pretty consistent. I wanted to make sure that I had a light source that was flattering to my client. I'm shooting a woman, so I want the light to be nice and soft on her. I don't want it to be sharp and heavy and make her eyes look dark and grimsly. You know, you want to make sure that you are using the light adequately for the subjects involved. All right. That being said, I don't see any questions in our comments. I do see a lot of foolishness. Y'all thought y'all had me. Y'all thought y'all had me with me saying the P word, but I got away with a 1.2 opportunity today. So I'm going to get ready to wrap up this live. I'm super happy that you guys spent this journey with me. But I want to take time to address what's going on in our nation. I think it would be ignorant of me as a black man not to take the time to address how I feel in all of this. As a black man, seeing what has been going on and seeing the hurt that my people of color are feeling at this particular time, I liken it to an experience when a client calls me. The responsibility that I have when a client calls me is to make sure that I tell a story. I, along with that client, have to make this story reflect something that is timeless. And in this time when we are feeling hurt and we are feeling lost and we're feeling rage, it is our responsibility to make sure as creatives that we are narrating and telling a story of responsibility and helping tell a story of people who hurt. And hopefully telling a story and narrating a story that has us overcoming moments like these. So in this time when we are hurting and we are enraged, and as a people we are looking for answers and we are rebelling, I want us as creatives to be mindful of this and make sure you're making the responsible decisions and telling the stories of each of these individuals involved. I know I will, and I challenge you guys to do the same. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and make sure you take the time to create. See you guys next week.